Hey guys, please provide code here. I have prepared for you a series of videos where you are going to learn JavaScript the basics. These videos are targeting very beginner developers or just people that want to start with the programming in JavaScript language. So, without any further waiting, we can start. I highly encouraging you to program with me. And also I would like to mention that these videos are standalone, so you can watch these videos in any order you want. Okay, so we can start. As I said, I highly encouraging you to program with me. If you don't have a coding editor, that's the first thing you need. You need some text editor or some coding editor where you can write a code of JavaScript. Okay, so first thing, if you don't have, I highly encouraging you to use Visual Studio Code, simple coding editor. Download. All right, you'll go with this one. Download Visual Studio Code. Choose your system. Simply, installation is very simple. You just need to follow a few steps. You will just click a few times and it's done. So go ahead, install Visual Studio Code, and after it's done, you can open Visual Studio Code here. I have it here already. So we are going straight to coding. So let's open Visual Studio Code. We need to create first folder for our project. We need to create first file. Okay, so we'll make it bigger. Okay, so we are going to create a folder where we'll put our file, where we'll be writing the code. Okay, so please open your file explorers or total commanders, and let's create here a new folder where you want to store this project file. I have here already YouTube projects. I will create here a new folder inside of this, and I will call it YouTube Basics, or actually JavaScript Basics, JavaScript-Basics. JavaScript Basics, I will move to YouTube projects, and then we can go to our coding editor. Okay, so coding editor, and we'll open here our JavaScript Basics. So simply file here, click here, open, and let's open here our folder we have just created. Okay, and into projects, and here JavaScript Basics. Okay, perfect. Open this. Okay, I will be saying what's of course what is a JavaScript, what the language is JavaScript. We'll be learning all about the syntax and so on. But first, we need to create a file because we need to create application. We need to provide some application code. Okay, so in a JavaScript Basic is currently very empty. We need to create here a file. Let's right click here, new file, and let's write here index.html. So JavaScript is programming language used mainly for the web. That's why I'm creating HTML file, because HTML file can be executed by your browser, and also your browser can execute JavaScript code. Okay, so in the index.html, you'll write here simple HTML. Oh, okay. You need to write all of this. What you need here basically is this HTML and the body. Okay, like this. So you can write it down. Doc type is just saying that it's HTML version 5, so HTML tag here and a body and HTML here. Okay, so please write it down, or actually I can go along with you. So HTML, closing opening inside of the body, closing opening, and inside of the body we'll write our first application. So application code. You will write application code inside of the scripts. Okay, your browser, when you will provide this to your browser, this HTML file, your browser will find the script tags in the file and will be executing them. Application is just a set of instructions, okay? So we need to provide these instructions for the browser, and the browser will be interpreting them and will be executing them, okay? So I think the best way you have to start is just write simply console log, so to display something on the screen, so you'll see how this will be, what we'll get, okay? So write a console log, and very popular thing to console log out. By the way, you will learn how console log works later, what is a function. That's not really important. What we want to do here, we would like to provide here instruction for the browser to execute this one piece of JavaScript code. Okay, so write your console log, and let's write here, hello world. Yeah, you guessed it right, hello world. Okay, now when we have an index.html file, we need to just hand it to the browser. The browser will take care of the rest. Okay, open your browsers, open here a new tab, and simply drag your HTML file from a file explorer or from your file coding editor into URL bar here. So I'll go here, I'll get it, I will drag it, and I will drop it here and press enter, and here you see nothing because this HTML is empty. But when you will right click here, you will discover a very nice tool for developers. You will click here inspect, right click inspect, and you will see here, when you will click here, you can click here console. You'll see here hello world. So your browser took the file index.html, it found their script, and in a script it executed the code one line after another. So since we have only one console log, it's just one hello world. But we can of course provide more instructions, we can provide some mathematical operations, we can assign values somewhere, we can do different operations, we can display crazy stuff on the screen, and we can provide a lot of functionality. So that's basically programming, right? Write instructions for a computer, and computer will be executing them, and JavaScript is not any different. Okay, maybe some formal definition if you want. It will not say much to you yet, but you will learn along the lectures what these definitions mean. So JavaScript is a programming language. It's an object-oriented programming language. So basically you're structuring your code into the objects. If you want to, you can write it down. So maybe you will have it for later. So object-oriented programming language. You're writing mainly objects. Okay, it's a high-level language. So that means that it has to be interpreted by some other software, some other engine. For example, your browser, and there are also the other level of abstractions there, but about this we'll be talking later. So high-level language. It's using prototype inheritance. Often type is a just in time compiled language. I told you, these definitions will not say much yet because you need to watch the other lectures to learn about this stuff. Okay, maybe I've also forgot something here. Object-oriented programming language is most important. High-level language. First, high-order functions principles. Using high-order functions. Prototype inheritance, just-in-time compiled language, is using curly bracket syntax, and yeah, a lot of other stuff, but about this you will be learning later. So let's provide some more instructions for our program, for our simple application. Console log, let's write here, let's say 2 + 2. Okay, so we provide here some other instructions. 2 + 2 to the console log, and console log will display the output to the console of the browser. Okay, so console log, let's write here 100 -2. All right, let's write here console log. Hello, starting programmers. So browser will take this code, will execute one after another in order. Okay, let's save this and let's go back to browsers. Let's refresh if you want to see the changes. And here it is. Hello world 498 and hello starting programmers. Okay, guys, so that should be it for the first lecture. I'm highly encouraging you to mess up with the code here, try to discover some new things, maybe read some documentations about JavaScript. In next lecture, we'll continue, and I'll be talking about the variables and also the other stuff. As I mentioned, every video is a standalone, but basically when you want to watch the lecture and code with me, you just need this HTML file, and you'll be writing code in a script for now, as we are learning the basics. So guys, if you're interested into more tutorials, more full-length tutorials or videos, just check the eincode.com. Okay, so see you in the next lecture, guys. Cheers.